And welcome to the Ruby Tuesday. My name is Ruben, and this is my review for Netflix's new original documentary. There are 4 episodes. It's called Animal. I'm very excited to talk about it. Let's jump in. The show follows 8 families of the natural world, including a mother lioness, a wild dog family, a kangaroo Joey, and a young giant Pacific octopus. So this documentary was filmed during the pandemic, at the height of that pandemic, and used local camera operators, so it was all kind of done, not in secret, but just people didn't know that this was being filmed really, and it was so well received that they've already greenlit a second season. I know one of the episodes is going to be about monkeys. I have good memories with documentaries. On a Sunday afternoon was generally when my family, when I was much younger, we would sit down and sometimes watch a documentary. And the best ones I can remember were the ones that had stories within them. So it wasn't just a bunch of really well filmed moments of these animals either eating each other or attacking or trying to run away. It was a story crafted within whatever subject or whatever animal you were following at the time. This is what this series does very well. Bryan Cranston doing the narrator voice for the dogs episode I thought was a stroke of genius. Rebel Wilson in the Australian one I could have done less with because they felt like there was an air of comedy throughout the whole narration of that episode. But the rest I thought were very well narrated, I guess, that were just the right voices. But the storylines that you get within the documentary of the animals that you follow is something that I really appreciated. When somebody starts talking about a documentary, you know, one of the things they're going to say is the footage looked amazing and it's some of the best footage you've ever seen. That would go part and parcel with a documentary, and you would expect the footage that they have to be incredible. The thing is, as each year passes, we get better technology, we get better lenses, we are able to creep closer into the lives of the animals that we've seen before. And so as our understanding, as we get closer, we have more of an understanding. As the world changes, things change with our animals. For example, in Patagonia, there is a sect of land, a huge part of land that for the last 50 years has been protected from humans. And now the animals are starting to really multiply, and because of that there's some cats coming along, and what we thought we knew how cats acted, whether they were solitary, particularly pumas, are not. So what we knew a few years ago is not what we know now. The facts are changing because the world is changing, and so this documentary series highlights that a little bit, which I thought was very interesting. And then they start using technology. So if you remember, anytime you used to watch nighttime footage of animals being filmed, it had that night vision camera or a light shone on them and you couldn't really see what was going on. But because of what we have now, it's no longer that night vision, it's like the almost heat sensor inverted camera. It's like white for black, black for white, that sort of thing, and you can see everything quite clearly. Not as clear as day, but it's so stark and vibrant that we get to see what animals do at night in a much different way, which I thought was excellent. But the theme for all of these 4 episodes is family, and they concentrate on how the family, the animal kingdoms, look after each other and are much more family orientated than we ever expected. How certain dogs will include others, how certain foxes are part of the dog family and hunt very strangely or differently because of how now they interact with the human world. There's so many things that we thought we knew that are changing, or that we knew something and it's just embellished somewhat because of how things are in the world as well. So it takes that, it looks at it as a reflection, and then we have the theme of family. If you've ever seen My Octopus Teacher on Netflix, which is one of the best, I think, one of the best documentaries I've ever seen. It won the Oscar for Best Documentary that year. There is a whole episode dedicated to octopi, and it was fantastic again. A lot of stuff filmed in the kelp forest of Cape Town as well, and various other places. You get to go globe-trotting all across the wilds of the world, and it places you there in the zone. You often find that your heart is in your throat, even though you don't know these animals, because the way they've crafted the story is tense. You're rooting for the animals as a family unit, but then flipping the other side, you're rooting for the families that are hunting those family units because they need that food to survive. And so it's a very interesting juxtaposition, often kind of doing different animals, from cats, from dogs to octopi, to seeing the birth of a Joey. And there's something I don't think I want to see again. It's both awe-inspiring, also feels like something I shouldn't be watching. So it's a very, very well crafted series. I'm looking forward to season 2. I'm not a massive documentary buff, but occasionally I will watch one that Netflix put out. Very different genres, obviously, like Tiger King. I thought that was bonkers, but very interesting. Animal ones have to be very, very well crafted to keep my attention. Like I said, needing that story. And this felt like it was. So I'm going to get this 5 Nicolas Cages out of 5. Very much looking forward to the next season. Let me know in the comments below, what is your favorite documentary when it comes to animals? And are you looking forward to Tiger King season 2? Thanks so much for watching this, but most of all, until next time, remember, live long and Tuesday.